Hi dolls, Tia here, wig coach, wig educator, and owner of Tia Maria Wigs. I am doing another little video for this whole bridal special event thing that we're doing all month. I'm showing you this wig, how I got it to look like this, and also a tutorial on this makeup look. So if you want to know more about that, then let's get to it. Okay, so I want to start with putting the wig on when we do our makeup, because especially if you're going to wear a wig that's different than if you have any bio hair or what your bio hair used to be, it might help with the makeup in terms of making sure that it looks right, that it's the right color. I love the fact that with wearing wigs, you can wear any kind of color, any kind of style. I love the versatility of that. But I also think that it's important to make sure you're matching your makeup to the hair in terms of the color, the shade, the undertone, all of those things. So I'm going to use Blazing Star from Syntress, and this is Gemtress. It's one of the sister companies to Tressalore. Now they've discontinued this entire line. I do have some of these styles in stock, but this is something that's just going away in general. I'm using this one because I decided to wear this wig today, and I think I have a whole video on why I like to try and use discontinued styles, like what I like about those particular wigs. If you want to know more about that, I can just do another type of video. But this is Blazing Star in the color 12/8. Okay. And this is a pretty elevated cap. You've got the double mono top. You have the silicone strip, hand-tied lace front. You do have the soft bendable ear tabs. There's even a silicone strip in the back with the Velcro type adjusters. So there's a lot going on for this particular wig. So we're going to put this on, and then we're going to clip it back so that we make sure that we have the color right next to our face and we can see what is going on. I saw these combs on my website. They're so cute, detangling combs. This one's the rose comb, but I only have a couple more of the rose as of filming this, but I do sell them on my website, tmwigs.com. And styles like these like discontinued styles are great to pick up from my live sales, because that's usually where I have them. People often wonder, like, you know, why are the wigs not on the website? It's because honestly, it takes so much time to put something up on the website. And the stuff that I have in the live sale is the absolute lowest price that you'll get. It's a fun interactive. You can have me try it on. You can see everything, ask all of the questions. And so I do like to have stuff that are special just for the live sale, as opposed to having it on the website in the live sale, because, you know, that's just like a special sort of virtual shopping scenario. Okay, so this is a mono top, so you can kind of set it any way that you want. I prefer either a center part or slightly to the left, and I want this sitting in a way that I like and enjoy. And one way to do that is to use water, and since we have to clip it back to do our makeup anyway, this is a great option. So I'm gonna use this Evian. It's just like a facial spray water, and it's a fine mist so that it's not going to get all over my face, because I do already have my base makeup done. And I'm just going to wet this down a little bit. People always ask me about styling, and I have like more than one playlist on styling on this channel, but in general I always say less is more. So whether it's heat safe or not, this one is not. This is a regular synthetic. I still believe that less is more. So I always try to start with water in order to get my wig looking the way I want before I start messing around with anything else. And if that doesn't work, then I go to, you know, the next item and the next item. But I do really believe that less is more. Okay, so now that I have this, I almost feel like I want it even just a little tiny bit more. Yeah, there we go. Now we're in business. I'm going to take my creaseless clips. I'm going to set this where I want it. Okay, and then I'm going to clip it. And I always like things to go back away from my face, so a lot of times I'll just do a short little twist, put the creaseless clip in there, because we want it out of our face. And do you see how now it's kind of going back? and hopefully when it dries, it will sort of retrain it. It doesn't always work. It usually does, but you know. So we're gonna do this, and I kind of want this to do the same, where it's gonna go like out and back. So we're going to pull this sort of taunt, twist it a little bit at the end, and then get one of these little clips, and we're gonna clip it away from the face, and then make sure that this is sort of twisted back so that when it dries, it kind of goes back. All right, so now we have this prepped so that we can do the makeup. I want to use this Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. I think if you're doing anything, especially for a special event, this appears, in my opinion, to be sort of like the best of the best. But this is the palette on the inside. I really like Natasha Denona a lot. I haven't used this palette yet very much. I've used it a little bit. When I think of bridal special event, this color scheme really does, it just fits that, right? If you didn't know this, Natasha Denona palettes have these holes in the back, and that's so you can pop these shadows out, so you can either rearrange them, because for some people they look at it and they're like, I can't really get it, like I don't understand what's going on, or you can swap them out with other shadows from their MIDI palettes. Now these are called the MIDI palettes, and so other shadows from other MIDI palettes will fit in here. Some of the small ones like this could fit in there too. This size, let me see. Yeah, so this size is too small. There's different sizes of these little small palettes, these minis, but you can see that they're not the same exact size, so those ones wouldn't fit, but these can swap with each other. So just a little side note. All right, well, what I want to do is I have put some powder on my eyes already just to set, because I had some concealer. I'm just going to pat a little bit more powder on just so that I have a smooth base. Sometimes as it's drying, I will sort of reset and reposition just to make sure it's going to dry the way that I want it to. So let's go ahead and keep an eye on the time. I do have a sale soon. I feel like the last special event one I did a little bit more pink. So let's do a little bit more green and maybe some of these like champagne-y brownie type colors. Let's see what happens with that. So I'm just going to take a flat brush and I'm going to set down this color called Faye, which is this sort of like taupey situation here, and let's see what that looks like. In general, shadows can look a little bit different in the pan than they do on your eye, and also like your skin tone, the pigmentation. So yeah, this is actually darker than I anticipated, which is fine. But I'm going to spread this all over the lid and just go up. I do have hooded eyes, so I'd like to go up and meet it right here so that when my eye is open, I'm creating the shape that I want. Man, I need to like really pluck these eyebrows here. I don't have a ton of natural brows, but some of the ones I do are coming down a little low. So I'm just gonna pluck a little bit, especially right around the brow, because I like it to look sharp. Good enough. So do you see how I'm coming right over here? I look up when I'm trying to counteract the hooded part of my eye. I always do my makeup trying to look up. I have multiple mirrors in front of me so that I can see and make the shape that I want. So I'm gonna start making this shape that I want so that when my eye is open, you can see it's coming up. I tend to be pretty sloppy with my shadow, I'll be honest. So if you feel like my base is already done, a lot of times I would set like loose powder up underneath my eyes because I kind of just glop it on. Some shadows are a little bit more pigmented, so you can't be glopping stuff on like I am now because I'm impatient. But, you know, everybody's different in the way that they do their makeup. All right, so this shadow is smoothing out pretty nice. In general, I like Natasha Denona shadows. I actually prefer Huda Beauty's shadows to these ones, or like Glam Light or Odin's Eye or whatever, but I do like Natasha Denona shadows. I think they're probably a little bit more user-friendly than some of those other ones that are indie brands who are more pigmented, especially if you're like me and you're gonna be just slopping it everywhere. All right, so we're pretty good. I feel like I have a nice shape on both sides. I also like them to be rounded and not one go flat because I have one eye that comes down a little bit more than the other. So again, I'm gonna look straight and make sure this is sort of rounded and has an equal sort of width where the shadow stops and my brow starts. All right, so this look is going a little different than I anticipated, but I do like it. I do like to have shadow that comes up under the eyelid. I think it does kind of complete the look. And as you see, it went a little ham. So we're just gonna take our powder brush and sweep away some extra because I went ham. Next up, I was gonna use more of the green colors, but since that was darker than I anticipated, let's go in with this shade called, I don't have my glasses on, so I'm not positive what the shade is called, but this sort of champagne-y shade here. Let's go in with this. Oh my gosh, so soft. And see what it's looking like. Oh yeah, pretty champagne-y. I'm just gonna use my finger. Honestly, for like these shimmery shades, if you can use your finger, it is the best. It warms the shade up. Sometimes I can't use it depending on if I have like longer nails on. But this is the best tool for like shimmery shades, especially like foiled type shades. Your finger is the best tool for that. This is a little more subdued than I prefer, but also this is more special event type look, so maybe a little more subdued is better because normally not everybody's going out with as much eyeshadow as possible. So I sort of glopped that on, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take sort of a cleaner brush and we're just going to make sure that any of the edges are, you know, not harsh. Do you see how you could see it glopped on here? And now I've kind of blended it in. I like to rotate my brush just so any excess that I got on the brush, I'm not continually putting on the other side. All right, not bad. Let's go ahead and use this shade here in the corner. I think it's called Butter, for at least the inner corner like this, and then also onto the lid, just to sort of brighten it up. So it's not going to work out for me the way I want it without a brush. So I'm going to use this sort of flat brush, detailed brush. This almost feels like it needs a little bit of a mixing medium. So I'm going to use some setting spray. Also, using setting spray can make something a little bit more intense. So this just isn't as intense as I want it to be, period. Like, this is just not that shadow. I'm going to bring this up under the eye. I normally would want that inner corner to really, really pop, but it's not going to, because this is just not that type of shade. Again, that's fine. It's just I normally would have like a really, really poppy inner corner, and this shade is just a little bit more subdued, but I do think it's great for a special event. Again, not everybody wears as much eyeshadow as possible like I do. It is layering up nice, so I can see it kind of popping now, especially after it's been wet. This is kind of what we're working with in terms of intensity, or maybe it's iciness I'm looking for. Yeah, I like it. I'm just gonna bring this and sort of mix it in with the shadow that we already have. I almost feel like, do we want to darken the outer corner? I usually do, but I do feel like not everybody does. And since most of my tutorials will have that, let's not do that, and let's do something a little bit different. A lot of times when you put makeup on, you're just like, oh my gosh, you either like it or you don't like it, or maybe you glopped it on or whatever. Putting on liquid liner and lashes is going to cover some of it up, so like, don't worry about certain things. I'm going to put liquid liner on, and then I'd realize I don't have any blush or any highlighter on, so that's fine. So we're going to put our liquid liner on. I always use the ColourPop BFF liquid liner, just always. This one is the black one, and we're gonna do a little cat wing, but not crazy. Normally I'd be like, and you can see how it's already come together more when you get the liner in there And then when we get, now you see I got a little crazy on this side, so it's a little thicker. I love it, but it's a little thicker. So we're just going to match by making this side just a little bit thicker than it is. And there you go. Let's try this one first. This is the ColourPop Too Cool for School Super Shock Cheek. I'm gonna start with that one. It's actually not that far away from my skin tone. And what I wanna do with it is use it as a nice, cute little base and then put some sort of like highlighter blush hybrid over top of it. If you see me at all, you know I usually go ham with the blush. Okay, so I'm using that just as like, just a little something. All right, so this is the Glam Light times Michaela Pot 2. And this is a highlighter palette, but I'm gonna use this shade here, this third shade. And you don't have to do this. This is just what I do. So I'm gonna take a cheek brush and put it in this highlighter. I'm gonna start where highlighting would be anyway. You can see that. And then just do the apples of the cheeks. So that as you move your face, you can see, I almost want a little bit more pink. I like this. And this is the thing. Say you're like, oh, I'm going to put highlighter on my cheeks and now I realize it's a little too much for me. Totally fine. On top of that now, let's go ahead in with something just real pink. Here, let's use the Laura Geller Berry Truffle. This is their Blush and Brighten. So I'm just going to use a smaller sort of stippled brush just for the apples of the cheek. It's going to take down the shimmer a little bit. I like shimmer on my cheeks. But it's going to take down the shimmer a little bit, but you still see it. Okay. Yep. Yep. All right, we're in good shape. Eyes are looking nice. Let's go ahead and put on lashes, and then we will put something on the under eye, and we'll put on some type of lip. So since we're going to put our lashes on first, I'm going to go ahead and use the e.l.f. It's like a exfoliating balm, just to make sure I don't have any dry stuff on my lips, because I want to use a liquid lip and you want it to be as smooth as possible. All right, so I'm going to use lashes with like little gems on them. These actually have little blue gems on them. I sell them on my website, and you can't really tell that they're on there until you're like blinking. And I just think it's a little cute pop. It gets people like, what am I seeing on your eyes? Like, what's going on? All right, so let's go ahead and put these on. Always remember to blow on the glue and to sort of roll your lash so it's not like flat on your eye, because your eye is not flat. I always start in the center and then sort of concentrate my lashes on the outer portion. Now this lash actually comes longer and I cut them in half because I do prefer lashes to be more towards the outside of my eye than across my entire eye. I think just for me, for my eye shape, and then also because I have the hooded eye, it's just very helpful that way. If you are going to a special event, whether you're a seasoned lash wearer or not, but especially if you are a seasoned lash wearer, I would suggest you get this eyeliner glue. It's a eyeliner with eyelash glue in it. I saw one on my website. This one I think is from Kiss, and I keep this in my bag because sometimes just in general, lashes get goofy, but they also, like if you're upset or crying or whatever, your lashes might fall out. And the nice thing is it's like this liner with glue, and especially if you just have like a little lift from the outside corner, you can just like tick, 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 and squish it down. These are the best little travel for anybody who does liner and anybody that wears lashes. All right, see how that looks? I'm really enjoying that. Telling you, liner and lashes took it to the next level. So because I still feel like my eyes are not open enough or like bright enough for my taste, I'm gonna take, I have a myriad of, these are all the ColourPop. Some of these are Odin's Eye, but most of these are ColourPop, the cream gel liners. So let's go ahead and take this one. It's a lavender one. It's called City Baby. And I'm gonna take that on the under eye. Sometimes you need to use more on some than others in order for them to show up. This one exceptionally needed more. Sometimes I also run it on my hand because I just feel like it will warm it up, because you can even see it's working better there. And now I'm just gonna take the excess that was on the one flat brush that we were using and go right up underneath there. Do it on the other side. Okay. Go back over. I always then, like, once my lashes are kind of taken, I push them up a little bit just to make sure that they're not going to be laying out flat. I was going to take this Melted Matte lipstick from Too Faced. Now, this is very old. It's too old. I shouldn't be keeping this. I love these so much. This was like part of their holiday edition, but I do think I've had it too long. I need to throw it out. I can't believe I'm throwing it out because I have a hard time with that. So I'm going to use the ColourPop Fresh Kiss Liquid Creme in the color BB Spice. Now, I use a liquid lip or liquid creme. I start here in the middle, but then I use it as like a liner as well. I feel like as I age, the two Cupid's bows of mine are like falling a little bit. So I always make sure that I go kind of up above them to accentuate them. So this is a creme. It's not like a liquid lip, so it's not gonna like dry down like that. I'm gonna take the lippy pencil from ColourPop. I think this is Cool BFF. And I usually just run it right at the top and the bottom and the center. And there you go. I'm gonna spray my face with my setting spray. Then we're going to finish up the wig part, and then we're gonna be good. Oh, that's cute. All right, it's still a little damp, but that's fine. And I'm going to take my wooden wig brush from Renee Paris. You can also get this on my website. And sort of brush through and comb this on back. I also, along with products, I'm pretty like conservative with how much I comb or brush something as well. Although when I do brush a wig, I'm like, but I don't brush it any more than I feel like I absolutely have to. And since I really love to have things back away from my face, this would be theoretically some kind of special event scenario. Let's do something quick and easy. We're going to take some of my accessories. I always like when you sort of decorate one side and leave the other side alone. Like, to me, I think that looks really cute and chic. So we're gonna leave this side alone. I have some wig wax just for this one side. Let's feather that back a little bit. It's not horribly innovative what I'm talking about, but this is just how I like it for special events. I think it's really nice. So I'm gonna take a bunch of oversized barrettes and put them on together. All right, so we're gonna take this one here. These also are really nice to sort of secure your wig as well as decorate. So we're gonna put that one there. And then let's put this one in the middle. And then we're gonna put this pink one at the bottom. I mean, I think this is like cute. And then what I'm gonna do is bring all of the hair to the side. Now, there's an advantage to this. I feel like it tangles less when you do that. Let's put all the hair to the one side. And then if you're like doing some quick little brushing of the hair, you're really just sort of brushing this side and leaving the rest alone. Twist this a little bit, and then there you go. That's what we're gonna do for this sort of special event hair. So hopefully this little tutorial using the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette was helpful, and this little cutesy hair quick and easy is helpful as well. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you are interested in any products or wigs, visit tmwigs.com. Join us for our live sales. We're doing sort of special event things all month, so check out the playlist down below. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you have, thanks so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.